For Hallelujah, it is of course Aslan. As promised, Billy McGuinness of the band joins me for a chat in advance of their appearance this coming Saturday night at the INEC Acoustic Club. Billy, good morning to you.
Good morning to you. Hopefully we won't be singing that song after Thursday, after the Spain match. I hope we'll be singing a different song and we won't be singing Too Late for Hallelujah.
No, where did you watch the last match?
Oh, I was in the pub. I was in the local, the Village Inn out in Bettystown. I'm living out in Bettystown now. I went across. Do you know what? When we got the 1-1 draw, I said I'll settle for that.
Yeah.
And then it just went downhill from there. But you know what?
Yep.
We'll give it a go.
We'll give it a lash, Jack.
We'll give it a... That's it. That's what we're good at, you know.
Listen, did you ever think over the years, Aslan, of bringing out songs for the likes of the European Champions? I know we haven't been in too many now, but you've been around 30 years. Congratulations, by the way, on your 30th anniversary.
Thank you. Actually, Christy sang one of the World Cup songs.
Which one was that again?
There you go. Now, it was the House song, you know, by the band The House.
Yes.
It was Christy and Nicky Bourne and the Irish team. What was the no? Your listeners, some of your listeners will text in now. It was the Dublin band The House. They recorded that song. It was one of the football songs. Anyway, to answer you, Christy sang one of the football songs.
I'd forgotten all about that one, actually.
Yeah. Here come the good times.
Here come the good times.
Here comes the good times. Yeah.
Listen, we
actually, do you know what? One of the best gigs we ever did was when Brian Kerr was managing the Irish team.
Yeah.
He brought us out to the Portmarnock Hotel, and we actually played for the team. Just the team, nobody else, just sat down, and it was one of the most nerve-wracking gigs that we ever did.
Why was that?
Because there was only about 20 people in the room, right?
Yeah.
And these were all like, it was Robbie Keane and Damien Duff, and Andy Reid is actually a better guitarist than I am. So, do you know what I mean? It was just an out, but you know what? The team were absolutely brilliant, and after we'd done the gig, I actually had a bit of a jam with Andy Reid, and he's an amazing guitarist.
Billy, I thought you were going to say Andy Reid is a better guitarist than footballer.
No, he's a brilliant footballer as well. He really is. He's good, he's good. He should have been in the squad, but that's for another story, another day, I suppose.
We really don't have too many of the class players like we had maybe going back to the Paul McGuire, etc.
That's it. Andy Reid was brilliant at holding up the ball, and his passing was excellent. Now, he's getting on a bit now, but, I don't think he should have been dropped when Trapattoni came in that time. Yeah. But, he should have... Anyway, we've a good squad. Hopefully we'll do well. As I said to you, we're up against Spain. Jesus Christ, hopefully we get a draw. We get something out of it, Do
you know what? We've played Spain before, we played Italy before, and people have said, no way, Jose, remember New York, etc. And we did it, so no reason why we can't. And
I think we're in. Look, there's one thing about the Irish, whether it's music or whether it's football or whatever it is, we always give 110%.
We do.
And you can't ask the team to do any more than that. Do you know what I mean? It's like when we're gigging. If we walk out, and every gig, and let's say we're out to a gig, and let's say there's 50 people there, we still give 110%. And I think that's why Aslan have lasted 30 years. Because people know that we're the real deal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The day that we stop going on stage and we stop giving 110% is the day it's all over for Aslan.
Yeah.
And hopefully, that's not going to happen. The new album went straight in at number 1. So we were delighted with that because after, obviously, when you're around for so long, 30 years, you're wondering, are you still relevant? And then we released Too Late for Hallelujah, and that was just, Jesus, that's everywhere. Do you know what? Too Late for Hallelujah is actually the biggest song since Crazy World that we released.
Yeah.
And that took us by surprise because we were going, right, are we still relevant? Do Aslan still matter? And when the album went in at number 1, we just went, holy shit, man, that's brilliant. The fans have never let us down. We're like the Irish football team, do you know that?
Yeah.
we really are. We'd be nowhere without the fans,
Listen, you've been together, I suppose, formed about 30 years ago now. You did split up for a while, so taking all that apart, when you split up, would you have seen at that stage, when you went your separate ways and you started your own separate things, would you have seen at that stage yourself, Billy, as in 2012, you'd be back together and celebrating 30 years and, of course, a new album, number 1 album, great single, as you say, as popular maybe as this is or Crazy World. Did you see that happening when you were split up?
Absolutely not.
No
Absolutely.
way.
I mean, the split, it's been well documented. Christy, got involved in drugs, and we kind of had to break up.
Yeah.
But we all stayed in music. Like the 4 of us, we formed a band called the Precious Stones. Christy went off with Dignam and for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was the end of it. I said, that's it. It's gone. We're going to go down another path now. But we were asked to do this charity gig in Finglas, and we'd been asked every year while we were broken up, and we decided to do it. And one of the we got the Feel No Shame set off for this charity gig, and we had a couple of days extra rehearsals, and we said, look, why don't we try and write a song? And we wrote 3 songs, and one of the songs was Crazy World, and then that was it then. Unbelievable. Like, when you're writing songs of that calibre, do you know what I mean? It would be like Aslan without Christy Dignam would be like U2 without Bono, you know? But I thought when we did break up, to answer your question, I thought that was the end of it. And to be here, you know, and still doing it at this level, you know? I mean, this year alone, we've been to Australia twice, we've been to Dubai, we've been to Bahrain, we've been to Norway, all around Europe. And I think Aslan have become a cult kind of a band, because no matter where you are in the world, if you go into an Irish bar, you'll probably hear This Is or Crazy World, and nowadays you'll probably hear Too Late for Hallelujah. And you know, that song, those 2 songs, Crazy World and This Is, have taken the band around the world. And you know, it's amazing to think that, you know, it really is.
The word Aslan is Turkish for lion. Where did that come from originally?
Where we got it from was there was a book called The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, and it was written by a guy called C.S. Lewis. And the book was about good and evil, and the witch was the evil person, but Aslan was the lion, and he represented good. Now, we've since found out that Aslan, if you go to Turkey, Aslan is all over the place, so it's the Turkish word for lion. That's obviously where C.S. Lewis got it to name the lion Aslan. But it represents good against evil, and we thought that was cool. There was 5 letters in Aslan, there was 5 in the band, you know, so there was a load of... We wanted a short name. You know, there was a lot of bands when we were forming, like Toy With Rhythm and Light a Big Fire and Orchestral Manoeuvres in the Dark. We just wanted a short, sharp shock name, you know.
And it worked?
It worked, yeah, it did work, yeah.
When it comes to title of your name, that's fine, Aslan. But then when it comes to title of albums, Billy,
I know where you're going with this.
Good. Well, we'll talk about the new one shortly. But Goodbye Charlie Moonhead, waiting for the madness to end for some strange reason. Here comes Lucy Jones, and the new one is called Nudie Books and Frenchies.
Yes.
Remember now the time.
Which one would you like me to explain first?
I just want to know why you haven't come up with a short title for somebody who wanted a band with a short title, that you've come up with long titles for the albums.
You know, it's weird the way titles happen. Like 9 times out of 10, as you can see by there, Waiting for This Madness to End was a song. Here Comes Lucy Jones was a song. Feel No Shame was a song. So normally we would go for a song title as the title of the album.
Right.
But with this album, because it was a retrospective album and we're looking back on the whole 30-year thing, we wanted a phrase that brought us back to when we were just about kicking off. And it's hard to believe, but in the 80s, you couldn't actually buy condoms in the chemist here. You could only get them in the UK or up north or whatever. Yeah. And we were starting to tour the UK, and when we were going over there, our friends used to say, "There's a tenner, Billy. Will you bring us back some Nudie Books and Frenchies?"
All right.
Now, for your younger listeners out there, Frenchies was the term used for condoms, you know.
Right.
But that phrase, we tried to incorporate it into a song on the album. It didn't suit. But the phrase, we still remembered the phrase, and we said, that's the title of the album. That brings us back to when we were just starting off, when we were just starting to make waves in the music business, you know?
Now, is the title that brought you to the #1 in the charts, or is it the music?
It's the music. Because you know what? The younger people out there, they're saying, what's a Frenchie? What's all that about? And we say, look, go to your mum and dad and they'll explain, you know?
We're not even going to explain it here.
As I said to you, the album going to #1 was just the icing on the cake. It's really, you know... To be doing it after 30 years and just, you know, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
Now, you're on at the INEC Acoustic Club this
Yes,
concert,
and we actually prefer the Acoustic Club to the bigger venue. Again, it's more intimate, you know, and people say to us, it must be great doing, you know, the O2 and the Olympia. Christy and ourselves, we prefer the smaller, intimate gigs because people are up close and personal. They can see you sweating on stage. They can literally touch him. You're that close. Christy can jump into the audience, mingle with the crowd. So the Acoustic Club is we've played it twice, I think, before. All the other gigs were in the bigger INEC with the Coronas and the Saw Doctors and that. So we prefer the Acoustic Club. We've got a brilliant guy from Limerick called Dave Morrissey who's supporting us. So anyone that's thinking of going, will you get there early? Because this guy is well worth catching. He's really good. You know, he's done a few dates with us, and to celebrate the 30 years. You know, just come down. We're doing about 4 or 5 songs off the Nudie Books and Frenchie's album. Obviously, we're doing Hallelujah. We're also doing Frank's Fan, which is on it. We're doing Wait for Our Friends. I think 5 songs. But then there's all we're pulling out some of the older songs. Like we're doing Love Me Lately from Feel No Shame, which we haven't played in about 20 years.
Right.
So there's a good mixture in there of the oldies and, you know, This Is Crazy World, songs you have to do. Songs like Angie, if you didn't do them, you'd be lynched, you know. But there's a good mix in there. So I think we're looking forward to Saturday anyway, you know.
And I was talking to Fiona last week. She's one of the judges on Kerry's Got Talent this year, and she says she always looks forward to Aslan arriving, and yourself in particular, Billy. She says you're a gas man.
Do you know what, Fiona? She's brilliant. She's brilliant. Do you know what? She really is. She's absolutely. She makes her job look so easy. That's the great thing about Fiona. But I think the reason Fiona likes us coming down is because every time we've gone down there's been a party after the gig. Now, don't ask me why that happened. But for some strange reason, there's the title again. For some strange reason, there's always a good vibe in the INEC. So yeah, we're looking forward to seeing Fiona again. She you know what? She as well as being stunningly beautiful, she's actually a great person, and she's brilliant at her job. She really is.
We are looking forward to her being a judge on Kerry's Got Talent. She's obviously seen a lot of you over the years, not just yourselves, but all the various artists. So she'll have an idea as what music should be, or indeed talent, etc. Because she's seen the likes of Riverdance or magicians. Paul Daniels there recently as well. So she's seen it all, and she'll have a fair idea. And she's going to be one of our judges this year. Yeah,
she'd be a perfect judge for that. Perfect. Absolutely, do you know what I mean? As you said, she's seen it all. She's dealt with everyone, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Throughout, you know, no matter how big you are in the music business, you still get to play the INEC, do you know what I mean? Yeah. So she's dealt with the smaller bands, she's dealt with the bigger bands. Really looking forward to seeing her on Saturday.
And she looks forward as well, I'd say, to having that sweaty Christy Dignam jump on the stage.
You know what? You know, we're really, the whole band, like, we're really in a great place at the moment because it's just having Christy back on board is just, he's just 100%, and it's great. Like tomorrow, we're going out to we're recording a program for one night only with Gay Byrne.
Very good.
And it's an invited audience of 200 people, and it's an hour-long program, and it's been recorded tomorrow, and it's where our family and friends, and I think there's a few fan tickets that we're giving away on our Facebook page. But it's things like that, you know, just you know, things that you're not expected to get, you know, because the likes of Sinead O'Connor has done that, Imelda May,
Daniel O'Donnell,
you know, Bob Geldof, and now and plus we get a chance to be interviewed by the legend that is Gay Byrne, you know. So we're looking forward to that tomorrow.
Okay, Bill, listen, we'll let you go for the moment. Just to remind everybody, it's the INEC Acoustic Club this coming Saturday. Tickets are available. Get down there and get there early to see the support act there as well from Limerick.
Absolutely.
And the new album, which is out at the moment, Nudies and
Nudie
Frenchies.
Books and Frenchies, and the new single will be gone. You'll be getting the new single next week from that. Radio Kerry will get it. It's a song called We Did. EMI will be sending it down to you. It's a cracking song. But for anyone that remembers Hordens and Tralee and all the old days, try and get down to the INEC tomorrow. And can I just thank all the listeners on Radio Kerry. You have always supported Aslan or Irish bands. And, you know, fair play to you. Thanks very much.
No problem. Will you just say hi to Trish Spink for me? She's a massive fan of yours.
What's her name?
Trish Spink.
Trish Spink?
Yeah.
Trish Spink, I love you to bits, and I'll see you tomorrow.
There you go, there you are. She's always looking for Aslan music, so I said I'd use the opportunity for you to say hi to her. She'd be delighted.
Thanks very much, Billy, Trish. Without you, we wouldn't be doing this, so thanks a million, Trish.
Good luck on Saturday, and here's to the next 30 years.
God bless. Okay. Bye.